everyone, welcome back. Appreciate you joining me again. Washed my hat, so it's clean again. All right, so today we've got a couple of things we're going to try and do. First off, I got some gaskets to try and fix the backfiring issue that we're having, or the vacuum leak we're having on the carburetor. So the first step is going to be to take that off, and it's hopefully going to be a simple process. Let's see how it goes. All right, we have the distributor lifted up, and I got the old gasket off. It kind of tore a bit, so we're going to replace this with one of these. And hope that works. They don't quite look the same, but we'll see what we can do. Well, it's coming along. I got half of these bolted on. I decided to go with the thicker, more luxurious of the two things that I have, and it seems to be fitting all the way around there. At least I hope so. You know, I'm going to go ahead and get the other two bolted on, and then we'll see if we can start this car. It's been, a couple of weeks since I've had the opportunity to kind of come out here and get it worked on, but we'll see how well she starts. So let me get those other two bolted on and we'll take a look. Got all four of those bolted back on, and still had gasoline in the carburetor, so we'll try and start it up and see what happens. Well, that started easier than it's ever started, so I'm gonna say we're moving in the right direction with that. We'll give it a shot of brake cleaner to see if that adjusts the idle at all, but stand by. Okay, now previously it would rev up really high when we sprayed some starting fluid in the back because it was coming in. Let's see if we got rid of that. I hear no change. So I'm gonna say we got that vacuum problem fixed for about $4 with a new gasket. The one I used was 60716, but it sounded really good. Another issue is, I don't know if this is an issue, but so the smog pump that we got rid of, I put on this performance bracket side, but it's just, it's coming off a little because I think it's too far forward, but I don't know how to make that come back at all. But it seems like it's spinning right now, and you know, that's better than the it being seized up like it was. So I'm gonna say that's still a win. This seems to be idling really well now. Like, did I just tune this vehicle? I think I might have. So that's great. It sounds much better. I'm happy with that. That's really nice to hear. It feels good to hear that, and that it's running. It sounds like it's running well to me. One thing that we're having trouble with is the transmission, but I think I have an idea why that might be the case. So this little guy is, I think, really important to the transmission, in terms of like how it's set and whatnot. I don't really know all there is to know about it, but I think it's supposed to be connected somewhere and like control the fuel pressure in the transmission, or not fuel, but transmission fluid pressure in the transmission. But I don't know like how to, I think it goes something like that, or like that maybe. I don't know. I think that's important though. I'm gonna have to get that figured out. If you guys have any ideas, please leave it down in a comment below, but like, I don't know. It doesn't look like the other ones I've seen online. Okay, after a couple of hours of researching, as you can tell by the sun, I think I have this thing on. It seems like it's fitting here. I zip tied it to hold it down, so hopefully it doesn't go anywhere, but I think that should help define or give the transmission pressure when it shifts. Additionally, I've got the throttle kickdown cable hooked up here, so I'm hoping that fixes it. I don't know, but I don't really know what else to do with that. If you guys know, please give me a hand, because I'm a little lost. I don't know if it helps or not, but I did add those things to try and keep the spark plug wires a little bit better together. I haven't really figured out yet the best way to route them, so it's still kind of a work in progress. And then all of this stuff I think can leave. Maybe. I don't know. Well, I'm under the car yet again. And this time I've got the rear differential taken off. Drained the fluid already and sprayed it down with some brake cleaner, but it looks like all the teeth are together in there and looks like it's in good shape. And then I cleaned off the outside gasket, and I got another gasket that I hope will fit. So Dad and I are gonna get the cover cleaned off and then put back on with the gasket, and then we'll refill it. And hopefully that'll be happy, because I'm not sure this was ever changed on before. So we made some progress today. I was really happy with that. The gasket for the carburetor really seems to have fixed that up. I no longer have to like baby it and like keep giving it gas for like 5 minutes before it starts running on its own. It pretty much just fires right up and runs, and sounds like it's idling close to where it needs to be. I haven't put the tachometer on it yet, but it does sound like it's pretty close to where it needs to be, which is great. I have no idea if the little piece that I attached to the carburetor is actually what's needed to help the transmission get the pressure it needs to work right. We'll have to find that out, I suppose, later on when we try running it. I was able to get the back cover back on with the gasket to the rear axle thing, but the little bolt that you unscrew in order to fill the gear oil into it is broken, so I'm going to have to figure out how to get that off, because I need to put new oil in it. But I was happy that I got the back plate off really easy. It looked good in there, like all the teeth were fine. I didn't see anything that looked like it was excessively worn to my highly trained and skilled eye, so that's good. And we got the plate back on there with the gasket. I'm not sure it had a gasket on there before. I think someone had just like kind of gooped some RTV fluid on there. So it's got a gasket on there now, and it shouldn't leak. So that's all really good. So I had good progress today. I'm going to try and see what I can figure out how to get that nut out for next week, because I can't put it into a gear until I get that gear oil back in there, because that would be really bad. And then after that, maybe drop the tank and check the return line. But yeah, like if any of you doubted me about being like ignorant of mechanic work, I hope this has put some of your minds to ease that I very much am. Like, it's really a learning opportunity for me, which, you know, is great. I'm like, I really enjoy it. Like, it's frustrating at times, yes, and I have bought a lot of things that I didn't need. If I'd have known then what I know now, I could have avoided. So like, that knowledge is so valuable and precious. So it's good to have. So if you know somebody that has that knowledge, feel free to lean on them and ask them. I'm going to try and figure out how to get that bolt out of the rear axle so I can put the differential fluid in it, and then if the transmission's working, then maybe we can take it on the road. I don't know. Guys, welcome back. Sorry for the bit of a hiatus, but you know, things happen. I hope you guys are all doing well, and if you're working on any projects, they're also doing well. As you can see, I've still got the LTD here and still working on it. I got stuck for a very long time because I had taken the rear differential and cleaned out the old oil and used brake cleaner to clean out the gear so it was fresh, and put the back plate on, and then I went to fill it, and wouldn't you know it, that fill plug was stuck, and that really just kind of shut me down for quite a while. I tried using different lubricants to unfree it, and I think I kind of also may have been a little bit too aggressive with trying to unstick it, and kind of stripped it a little bit. It's just kind of a square hole, so I was putting a socket wrench in there and may have bent that a little bit. So then I'd gotten some a little torch, a little butane torch, which I really didn't want to use because I don't have any experience doing that, and it's kind of close to the gas tank. I'm sure it would be fine, but either way, if I didn't have to use it, I wouldn't want to. And so eventually, like for weeks and weeks, just spraying on penetrant oil. I eventually got some WD-40 penetrating oil and sprayed that on there, and kind of just kept trying to mimic the action of a impact guy. Just push, 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 and yesterday it freed up, which was a great feeling. So we got the bolt out and refilled it with some gear oil, and then I cleaned the bolt off really well with a wire brush and brake cleaner, and put some blue Loctite on it so it'll come out again if we need to, and put it back in. So now the rear differential should differentiate, so that's great. I'm really excited for that. Also, I thought it'd be fun to kind of pretend to look like I know what I'm doing, so I got a little hat with a creepy looking emblem on it and a shirt to kind of match. So I thought that was kind of fun. So right now, able to kind of move the car because the engine's working, and now we've got the wheels back on, which you know, is nice. Need to put the poverty caps back on it, but that's still working. As you can see, I still have to figure out the fuel line on both the send and the return, but you know, that's neither here nor there. The problem I'm having now is with Mr. Brake Booster, I think, because I don't have any brakes, so that could be a problem. So yesterday, when we got the car, the differential filled, and we knew we could then drive it without damaging the vehicle, I tried going forward a little bit, and it was able to go forward, but stopping is the problem. And I find that really hilarious because when I bought the car in 2019 and drove it back, the issue that I had initially was that the brakes weren't working. So when I say that, what I mean is that they're either like not working at all, or they're 100%, and you've got to really push the pedal all the way to the floor. So when I was putting around with it yesterday, going 5 or 10 feet, and it wouldn't stop, I jammed it into park, which I know it's not great, but better than hurting anyone or causing any damage. As much as I love this car, I'd rather not have anyone get hurt. The park did not stop it though, which was unfortunate. So then I did the next emergency effort, which was to just slam on the emergency brake, which did stop it. But when I did that, I kind of hit the brake release as well, so it had kind of gotten bent down behind the emergency brake, and I kind of just manually bent it back, so it's working now, but got a little bent out of shape, as you can kind of see, so that's fine. It's fine. So now what I think is happening is that the brake booster is vacuum based. So it basically has a vacuum inside of it that when you push on the pedal, it pushes the rod in the master cylinder to help hit the brakes. And I think that's where we're kind of hitting a dilemma, because I don't know if you can really see, but there's nothing going on there, which is not great. So I think that it's not creating a vacuum, and here is a vacuum diagram for a 1984 Ford LTD Crown Victoria 5.0 liter engine. This is back from when I owned my own shop. Oof, da. A perennial and persistent problem. So, I don't really know how to read this. I mean, I could see the front of the vehicle. I can, read that obviously, but the brake booster, I guess, would be somewhere around here. And since I've changed it from its original central fuel injection to carbureted, I don't think I kind of have the same look. And so, honestly, to be real with you, I did not know that vacuums were a huge portion of how an automobile operates. And different automobiles, I think, operate with different amounts of vacuum. So some of them have pop-up headlights, and those headlights are either motor actuated or vacuum actuated. This one doesn't, of course, but just there's so many things that can be controlled by vacuums, and if you don't know about that, you can really cause yourself some consternation. So right now I'm trying to figure out if the brake booster's bad, which I don't think it is, because I just had a new one put in 2019 on the way back. And the brakes themselves should be fine, because those were also redone on the way back. And the lines aren't leaking, because when I press on the brake pedal, I'm not getting any squirting or leaking anywhere. The rear brake fluid area was empty, so I filled it up again, so maybe there's some air in the lines. So I'm thinking maybe either one, I might need to bleed the lines, and or two, I might need to figure out this vacuum thing. I really think the vacuum thing's an issue, because when I have the car on, you can hear like a hiss. I'd show you guys, but you can't really hear it over the engine. But I will show you where the hissing is coming from. Maybe that'll help. When the engine's on, there's a hose that comes from the brake booster and runs to this area over here, to this white distribution plastic block, and there is some hissing that is happening. So in all of the models I've seen, or the pictures I've seen, the vacuum hose is supposed to run into the intake, but like on this car, obviously it runs into that thing, and I'm not quite sure why, but that's got to be an issue. So like I just have like no idea, like all these vacuum things. That looks like something important. Anyway, so yeah, let me try and figure something out about that. I do want to say though, thank you all for your messages and your comments over the last couple of months, encouraging me to continue on. That's really meant a lot to me. So thank you for that. It's, as I said, I am not a mechanic by any means, but this has been a really fun and interesting learning opportunity, and it feels really good to make some progress. So I think so far we've made progress, and I definitely want to keep going with that. So anyway, thanks guys. All right, after some thinking, I believe that this line needs vacuum in order for the brake booster to function, and there is a vacuum port on the carburetor which should be able to give that vacuum. I don't know what the rest of this stuff is for, but I'll see if we can remove that and put that there and see if that helps out with brakes. Plan. I guess before even attempting to do that, we should check and see if that thing is giving suction. Oh yeah. Although it seems to kill the engine if if that's not covered. Alright, that may work. Cool. Alright. I through much pain and suffering got it hooked up, and got that hooked up, so let's see if it turns on and we get some brake. I'm excited, are you? Alright, as you can tell, the car is now on, and this moves much more easily down to the floor. I don't know if that's a good thing. I mean, it really feels like there's absolutely no brakes now. So it's different, but worse, maybe? Huh. Maybe if I pop the cap off, we can kind of see what's going on in there. I might need Dad to push the brake pedal while I do this. Okay, so when the engine is running now, and there's vacuum being applied to it, the brake is going all the way down very easily and all the way back up, and it feels like there's no pedal at all. And then when you turn the car off, you get one more easy brake, and then it gets hard again. So I think that's something to the effect of how you're supposed to test your brake booster to see if it's working. So it's almost like it's working, but it's just not actuating any brakes. I'm gonna have to think on this one. Well, okay, now we're in it. I hooked that up, as I said, and created vacuum, gave me no push, so thought, you know, it'd be a cool idea to use this handy dandy brake bleeding kit that I got to bleed the brakes. So worked fine over here, and then in the process of doing this one, it bled it just fine. But I also noticed, oh, brake line popped. That's not good. So the junction box is here, right down there, and the brake line that goes from that to the drinker side is the one that has the pop in it. So I got to try and get this line off here. Where get this line off here, but it's proving to be rather difficult to do. I have spritzed this down with a whole bunch of WD-40 oil, but I feared this the most of all the things in repairing this car, was a pop brake line. I mean, these are new because they were installed in 2019, but this part that looks like the bow of the Titanic is from the Reagan administration. So I've got to figure out what to do with that. In the meantime, how are you guys doing? I think that that's going to probably shut me down for today, because I have no idea how to really do that, and I can't even get the line off, so that is no bueno. But I am happy to be back, and happy that you guys took the time. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any ideas or comments, please feel free to let me know. And thank you for going on this journey with me, because it's really been a learning experience, and I hope you all are enjoying it as well, and we'll see you soon. All right, until next time.